Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Jen O'Sullivan and we are doing a make and take series. There are tons of make and takes from this series, so you can go back. We've done over 30 of them and I'm excited to say that we're going to just keep adding to them. So what we're doing though is you can go up to the pinned post and see any of the series. So we've done several series in this group. One is an Oils 101 class, one is an Oils 102, and this one is a make and take series. So all of these are meant to be easy, fun, and very, very light on your pocketbook. So this one, though, is one that I think there's a lot of confusion surrounding, and that is simply the fact that people consider making these spray bottle concoctions that have mostly water with just a few drops of essential oils, or they'll say put some tea tree oil in your shampoo bottle and you're good to go. Well, I can tell you I've had many friends have major problems with bugs doing that method. Okay, so when you actually consider how this is supposed to work, you know, our bodies have so many cells in them, and essential oils have actually more molecules than we have cells in our bodies. Like, it's super crazy wild. But by just putting one drop of an essential oil on your body, it actually infiltrates your entire cells by 40,000 molecules per cell. And so just understanding that simple fact helps you understand that if you put, say, 6 drops of essential oil or even up to 20 drops of essential oil in like an 8-ounce spray bottle that's filled with distilled water, and you shake it up and then you spray it, every time you spray a spray bottle, it's a 1 drop. So 1 drop is coming out, but it's not 1 drop of the oil that's coming out. It's 1 drop mixed into so much more water ratio, right? If you think about those 20 drops of essential oil into an 8-ounce bottle of water, you're now getting a very, very small fraction of the essential oil constituents getting onto your person, okay? So it's better to put 1 drop of, say, purification on the bottom of your feet neat every morning. Not only will your feet smell good, but it will actually help with critters staying off of you. Okay, so what I do, and I'll just show you here, is I would take my foot, drip 1 drop on my feet, and then I rub them together. Okay, literally, I do that. I rub them together. Now, some of you guys are like, I can't do that. That would be crazy. But just put it on your hand and rub them on your feet. No big deal. I don't like smelling like purification because I've been doing that for 10 years and I feel like I smell like feet. So, or 8 years. I've been doing that method for about 8 years. And just so you know, you can make a spray, and that's what I'm going to share with you today on how to make a spray. And the spray recipe is a little bit different because you're using 100 drops of purification in a 2-ounce spray bottle. So you see the ratio there is so much greater. And so this is if you want to have a spray that you can just spray on your kids as you're out and about. And do know that your body will metabolize oils through your system in about 4 hours. So if you're out hiking, this is a good thing to carry on you, especially if you just want to spray it around you. We do that sometimes when it's really, really bug season. There's a lot of bugs. We just bring it with us and we spray it, okay? Or bring the actual oil bottle and rub it on our skin. So this is the actual critter spray recipe. See if you guys can get that. It's hard to see where you're at. All right, there you go. You can take a screen grab. And what I'm doing is I'm using a very small, like, perfume spray bottle. So you can simply just go buy a perfume spray bottle. This is from Daiso. That's a Japanese store, D-A-I-S-O. And I'm gonna think this is maybe a 5 ml bottle. Okay, so all you do, and again, because I'm not doing a 2-ounce, so I'm not gonna use 100 ounces or 100 drops of purification. But what I wanna do is create something that I can carry on in my purse. And we're gonna use about 20 drops of purification. So let me get that in there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so that's our purification. It's probably about a 2 mils, maybe a little bit more of purification. And then what I'm gonna do, and this is important because you can do this or you don't have to. Some people will just put distilled water, or they'll put witch hazel, right? Which is fine to do. Witch hazel is really good. I mean, you can buy it like organic, whatever you want to buy is fine. I'm just showing you a witch hazel. The thing is, you want 100% natural. They mostly come with a 14% alcohol content. That's actually a good thing. So I know some people are like, I can't have any alcohol on me. Fine, don't, make sure you get one that doesn't have alcohol. However, the alcohol helps to keep this in your it actually helps disperse this a little bit. It helps keep it grabbed on. But you can also, conversely, add just a little bit of jojoba oil or carrier oil, okay? So this one calls for a tablespoon of jojoba oil. We're not putting that much in, but you would put this in on top of this, okay? So again, it's just a little bit. We're not actually overdoing this. This is a very thin oil. So there you go. And you can see I've almost doubled, so it's almost double. So now I'm gonna mix this up. Okay, so we want that to blend. And now again, you can use distilled water or 100% witch hazel. So it really, either one. It's not a big deal. You can do half and half. I'm just showing you the variations. And I think the biggest takeaway from this should be that I think so many of you guys get hung up on like all the little things of trying to make sure it's exactly perfect. And I know that there's something to be said for that, but at the same time, I'm going to show you why this is kind of an interesting thing. We know that oil and water don't mix, right? So the oil is lighter than that witch hazel because the oil is on top. And I am going to stick this in here and shake it. So see, so now that's what it looks like. And if I spray it, it smells like straight up purification. Okay, and I know there's a lot in there because there was this tiny thing, mostly was, you know, we had 25% of it was actual essential oil. So that's what I wanted to kind of help you understand when you're creating a spray. And make them small, you guys. If you start making these huge, that's why I also said a 2-ounce bottle. Don't make these huge, giant 8-ounce spray bottles that, you know, it's so diluted and they won't work. So I want you to consider just, this is one of the very few recipes that I give you guys that I tell you you need a lot of essential oil. It's more essential oil than you would think. So generally speaking, you could even create a bottle like this with only purification in it. Not joking. And spray that on yourself. That would be far better. Remember, one spray is one drop. That would be, you know, and you can, don't put the purification neat on your feet before you go out, but then use this to spray on you. And now you're gonna smell like lemongrass because lemongrass is the main ingredient. And just know that every single time that you use this, you wanna shake it and then use it. And yes, this is perfectly safe for children. So obviously essential oils don't spray it in their eyes. So you just spray it on their necks, like pulse points on their arms, any flesh that's exposed. And this becomes a really good outdoor critter support spray. All right. So just know lemongrass, bees are attracted to. So if you are going into an area where there's a lot of bees, that is not what this is for. This is for creepy crawly things like flies and gnats and things that get into your hair at school. Okay, so it's like literally just to help support your pheromone output so that things like lice don't like what you smell like. That's the point, okay? So this is not repellent, and I think that people misunderstand what a repellent does. It's a pheromone change. So you could argue that by changing your pheromone output, you now are becoming naturally a repellent. So you are the repellent. That's the key, okay? And I laugh when I use this because it's like the bugs fly into my zone. They get about 2 to 4 inches away and they fly out. They're still there, but they're like, woo, no thank you. All right, and that's what you want, all right? So that's what it is. And just so you know, I know that you guys ask me all the time, like, where do I get my recipes from? You guys got to remember I've been doing this for 10 years, so a lot of them are my own. A lot of them are based on usage over the past 10 years and understanding what works and what doesn't. Some of them are based on my understanding of the constituencies in essential oil molecules, like what is in each essential oil, how do they work, and that is how these recipes, so if you go to the EOBar app, there are tons of recipes that you may not have ever heard before that work phenomenally, and people ask all the time, like, well, how do you know that works? it works because I understand chemistry and I understand how those molecules work in your body, specifically how they're actually going to help support different functions. And so there's Vitality Line that's going to help support system functions, but then there's also external functions, right? We have to consider that, like what we talked about, hair and nail strength, those things are technically part of your functions, right? This is part of who you are. And that's totally based on usage and also my studies and research and understanding the chemistry behind it all. So I hope that this has been useful for you guys. And it's probably a bit of a hot topic because some of you guys have been doing things for years and will say it has worked for you. However, I would maybe say if you're 10 drops of oils in a spray bottle, or 20 drops or even 30 drops in an 8-ounce spray bottle have worked, I might even argue that possibly your child wasn't exposed to specific critters or whatever, right? I mean, that's the other thing. If you're an oily family, you've got oils going all the time. So that means that your body is naturally a pheromone that is keeping it away. Now, the people that get some sort of critter on them, usually it's because they said that I used the 5 drops of tea tree oil in my shampoo. Well, the 5 drops aren't on your head. They're in that 16-ounce bottle of shampoo that you're using a small amount and then rinsing off of you. So we have to just remember the dilution ratio. It makes a big difference. So 1 drop of purification neat on the bottom of your feet is the best way to go. And then to carry something like this as a spray bottle, just a natural pheromone support spray bottle, and you can see it will separate. That witch hazel and the carrier oil and essential oils will not fully blend, but you shake it up and it actually helps be on your body a little bit more naturally. All right? Okay. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.